are you familiar with the Septuagint translation?
I know what it is. I'm not familiar with it.
So essentially, in a short summary, Ptolemy of Egypt, about 3rd century BC, he wanted to learn about the quote unquote Jewish religion, right? He wanted to learn about why they believe what they believed, and he asked some people to translate, or he paid for these Hebrew scholars to translate books from the Old Testament, or what we would call the Old Testament, but books
Right.
from their writings into Greek so that he could read them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Greeks ruled Egypt during that time of history. And this is where the Septuagint came from. And it's very interesting because it's very different than the Masoretic translation, which is where we get our modern English KJV,
Mm-hmm.
and then the subsequent translations after that. So this is the Masoretic translation from the Hebrew, came about the 8th or 9th century AD, and the Greek Septuagint came about 1100 years before that. So that's why this is a very unique concept. When you compare them side by side, you start to see differences. You start to see slight variances, right? Differences in the translations of what they thought this word and that word meant. In fact, I did a debate on another channel, and I was showing in part of the debate how the rabbis during the 1st and 2nd century AD were literally taking pieces out of the Septuagint translation because it proved Christ.
Oh wow!
And they
I believe that.
They didn't want that to happen, right? And so this is literally documented in some of the writings of Justin Martyr, because he, and also Tertullian, they were commenting on this because they saw it happening in their day. So then hundreds of years after their lifespans, about the 8th century AD, you have the rabbinical scholars creating the Hebrew Masoretic Text from where we get the Old Testament. And so there's differences. So when we go to the Hebrew's Greek Septuagint from 1100 years earlier, we see some fun differences. One of those is Amos chapter 6, verse 3. You ready for this? You're gonna like this one, brother. Okay, so let's read the King James real quick. It says, "Ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seed of violence to come near." Sounds pretty vague, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, man, I might have to look at the context to see what's going on in that chapter. Who's he talking to? What's going on? But if you look in the Septuagint translation, it says, "Ye who are approaching the evil day, who are drawing near and adopting false Sabbaths."
Oh wow, dude, that's deep. That's in Amos. What was that again?
Amos 6:3.
That's interesting.
So there's been an attack on clarity and sound doctrine for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from some would say from the very beginning, right? From the serpent in the garden.
Yeah.
Because he immediately says, "Did God really say?" Which he's attacking doctrine right there, right? He's trying to get you to question what was already instructed to you.